Did you give away a flag?
Gave away a flag.
Yeah,
Hell yeah,
you
Nick.
gave away
Sorta.
a flag. Hey, by the way, we have more flags to give away this week.
Will it be more tweets at Nick that say,
I think so.
want
I think
a
we've
flag?
got. I think
Is this
we've got
just what we're doing now?
I think we've got a new fun game. By the way, speaking of new fun games, we will have a new fun game
Yes,
this week
we will.
coming up on the program, and it has to do with this weekend's opponent.
Awesome.
Is it what you say time?
It's time for what you say, Nick.
Shirley Muldowney.
The Action Network is listing Nebraska as 42.5-point favorite versus Fordham on Saturday. The line isn't available anywhere else at the time being. Where do you think the number closes?
Probably there.
Yeah, I don't know
When
how much it'll move.
Nebraska played Bethune-Cookman back in 2018, it was a very similar line in the 40s. You know, that's really kind of where you start. Even if the FBS program, Nebraska in this case, isn't very good, and the FCS program is an FCS program that's bad, Fordham in this case, you know, don't know a whole lot. In the 40s is usually where they go. So, yeah, I think it probably stays around there.
John,
Ah,
would you like to laugh for 30 seconds about the bets, or would you rather have a full minute?
I mean, come on. So you got players like Javi Baez, who's only been there for less than a month, now booing the fans because the fans have been booing the Mets. And, of course, everyone's up in arms because you can't boo the fans because the fans boo you because you guys suck. Well, this is so we kept hearing with the new ownership group, oh, it's going to be a new day in New York. It's going to be all different.
Well,
the
every
Mets
day is a
will
new
no
day.
longer be the Mets. The Mets are still the Mets. The fans are booing them. Listen, I could have told you, Met fans, Javi's going to swing and miss a lot. It's what he does. He's still an exciting player, and I love the guy. But
People forget.
he's going to swing and miss a lot. So just get used to it. I'm sad to see that your team is struggling.
It's a very unbiased thing of you to say, John.
Thank
and
you.
I appreciate that
Thank you.
from you.
I'm
as
just
co-host.
glad that some things, it used to be death, taxes, and the Huskers win 9 games at least every year. Now, all I have to rely on is death, taxes, and the Mets are going to be dysfunctional. So at least I have that.
Big middle-of-the-road guy, John. Folks, a lot of weird stuff happened this weekend, but was there anything weirder than the, potentially, fake high school playing their second football game in 3 days, duping ESPN in the process?
I wish we had more time to talk about this.
I
This
do,
is
too.
bizarre.
And there's been an update since we've gone on the air. I have a story saved to read tonight or tomorrow morning before the show. If you missed it, essentially, I mean, I don't even know how to explain this. There is this school that they don't really know if it's a school. It might be an actual fake high school. They got on ESPN. They told ESPN, hey, we have multiple college prospects. Now, during the broadcast, they don't, by the way. That's a lie. During the broadcast, ESPN acknowledged, like, hey, we got told that they had all these high school, college prospects, and we can't find them on the roster. And so then, John, the thing I thought of was, if you couldn't find them in your research, why didn't you punt on this game? And then they played the IMG Academy, essentially a football factory, and they got destroyed. And the announcers are they're ripping this entire game, and they're like, these guys could get hurt because they had just played on Friday.
They had just played on Friday, and some of them played both ways.
Oh, my gosh.
So they're playing 2 games in 3 days in different places. So they had to travel by flight, and then you had kids playing both ways for a
the
school
hell?
that may not even be real. They had a GoFundMe recently that was trying to get money so that they could go out and play, and they claim to have the 4th toughest schedule in the country, according to Max Preps.
And they're going to lose all those games, probably.
I want to find out if this school is actually a real school or if it's just a bunch of angry dads who just want a place for their kids to play.
Isaac Trout, Nebraska's highest-ranked high school basketball player, announced his commitment over the weekend, and he'll be attending Virginia. Josh,
Nick.
you have hated the Cavaliers for years. How are you feeling about this?
I don't hate Virginia as much as I used to. When they got upset as the number 1 seed versus a 16 seed, in a way I could die happy that day. I'm happy for Isaac. Good for you, Isaac. Go out, play on the East Coast, have fun in Virginia. I've heard Virginia is a very cool state. I hope he has a great time.
Hey, congratulations. He is going to a great program. There's no question about it. Even if I don't like their style or, they play low-scoring, typically boring games, but they are well coached, and they do play, and they did win a national championship a couple of years ago. People forget that. Mm-hmm. And sometimes kids just want to leave the state and go elsewhere to spread their wings to go to college. So congratulations, Isaac. Good luck to you.
Bill Belichick says he hasn't made up his mind between Mac Jones and Cam Newton. Kyle Shanahan says he's open to playing for both Jimmy Garoppolo and Trey Lance interchangeably. Which way do you think both coaches ultimately go?
I mean, Belichick's going to end up going, I think Belichick's going to go with Cam. And I don't think there's any way in hell Kyle Shanahan's going to actually interchange two quarterbacks. He's probably going to start with Garoppolo, but the leash may be short, especially if Frisco struggles out of the gate. Yeah, Frisco.
You said Cam?
I think he goes with Cam.
I'm going to go with Mac. I think he's going to go with Mac Jones. Cam put his team in a weird spot by doing what he did, not getting vaccinated especially. I think that Belichick will ultimately side with the guy who did what he could to get on the football field. I agree with you on the Niners, though. I think Jimmy G starts out the season, and it is Trey Lance's job at some point before November.
Aaron Rodgers and the Packers might catch a break in Week 1. After Hurricane Ida impacted New Orleans yesterday, question rose as if the Superdome would be ready to host an NFL game. If the game is moved to Dallas or Atlanta, is that an advantage for the Packers?
It is, but it's not because the home field advantage would be gone. It's because the New Orleans Saints players would be displaced. They'd be thinking about their families. They'd be thinking about their homes. Some of them have probably lost homes.
I don't know. Maybe, yeah.
I'm saying mentally, if we just spend all this time talking about Nebraska mentally, where are these players going to...
But this is 2 weeks from now, so they should have a lot of that stuff ironed out.
Well, hopefully. You'd hope so.
I think where the advantage is, not only do you lose out the home field advantage in the Dome, but because the Packers are a pretty popular franchise across the country, wherever they play, there'll probably be as many, if not more, Packer fans that will make that game than Saints fans.
Yesterday, after losing a playoff to Patrick Cantlay, Bryson DeChambeau had a negative interaction with a fan. According to ESPN, as DeChambeau was walking to the clubhouse, one of the patrons muttered, "Great job, Brooksy," at which point DeChambeau whirled around and fired back, "You know what? Get the F out." Could golf one day get its own Malice at the Palace event between spectators and participants?
Oh, I hope so.
I hope not.
Because then the spectators would definitely win that battle.
No, they wouldn't. The golfer would hit him with a club.
Well, then you're talking like assault, and
that's assault, brother.
Done for life. But here we thought old Bryson was going to be settled now that he and his feud with Brooksy is over because they got to get along for the whole Ryder Cup thing. But if there's going to be a Malice at the Palace in golf, it must happen at Augusta. It must happen at Augusta.
That'd be pretty good.
Oh, no! DeChambeau just got a pimento cheese sandwich smeared in his face. Oh, the humanity. And I just want to hear Nance call a fight.
Dude, he might break down crying on the air if that happens. This isn't like golf. This isn't the golf that I grew up with.
This is not the dignified sport that I live. No, I don't know.
He would not be a happy camper.
He wouldn't.
Hey, I know the things in this question.
I know you do.
Yesterday, the Belgian Grand Prix didn't even start because of heavy rain.
Sad.
Wait a minute, I thought they awarded points for it. So
it's pronounced Prix. Grand Prix.
Shut up, Josh.
No, it's not, you silly goof.
John, there's a fun thing about that you can hear
All
in
right,
my
that's
Formula
not in the
Fridays
question. Back to the question there,
this
Nick.
Friday. While drivers waited in their cars for a race that would never technically start, 7-time world championship champion Lewis Sir Lewis Hamilton had a harrowing experience.
I'm glad I went to the toilet. The one I went to, someone had dropped a crazy bomb in there. It was the worst thing ever. It's gonna haunt me for life.
Was Tom Beckett at the race?
Nick! How could you say such a thing? Tom listens to this station sometimes, and whenever him pooping all over our bathroom gets brought up, he is not a happy camper. I can't believe you would say that about our former coworker. John, you were there.
It was like
he was never my coworker.
It was like a family of turds got massacred by Freddy Krueger.
There was a lot of poop in there, man.
It was amazing. I didn't think it was even possible. But I'm glad to see that Louis went to the bathroom ahead of time.
Why do you keep calling him Louis?
That's just funner. It's just funner. It's funner. Funner's a word.
Not a word.
More fun.
More fun.
I like funner.
If you want to know why they got points, I can always have a whole segment about it.
You could, but then that would take away from things like the new fun game that we're going to play, or using your Twitter account to give away Husker flags.
Important things.
The important things.
Exactly.
Lots and lots of important things. You know, I just realized something.
What?
Damn Huskers screwed up my bet of the day.
Yeah, I should have just not included the Jets. I should have just docked myself $100 in bet of the day because I picked a game that wasn't because my Illinois one covered.
Yeah,
easily. By the way, it reverse covered for the second straight year. They reverse covered.
Congratulations, Illinois.
Yeah, but not congrats to my bet of the day.
Well, we'll try to make up for it here.
Jed says pricks is not pronounced pricks. How is the cereal Trix pronounced? Yeah, we're gonna call that tree now.
We should. We should.
Tree. It's just for kids.
We should call it tree.
Trees for kids.
It's a great point,
I love
Jed.
this.
It's a great point.
This is awesome.
I think
It's
we should
French.
call it tree.
It's pre.
Should we just start pronouncing all the words like weirdly, like colonel? Well, what was the one that I said? Corpse. Marine corpse.
I remember when you said that.
Yep, that was a joke. It was just me doing a bit. It wasn't me doing a bit.
The Elite Sportsbook bet of the day is coming up next on 1620 The Zone.